Axie Infinity has just released an October development update, and it is a big one. First of all, AxieCon has happened. If you haven't been there, then you can watch all the updates right here, and they also have a lot of plans for Alpha, as well as other games that have been shown at AxieCon. So first of all, games, the ecosystem, there are a couple of games that they want to show and that have been presented at AxieCon. You can see that there is a work in progress for part updates. I believe that's Aranda that's going to be upgraded, and then Anemone and stuff like that, and this is gonna look amazing and add another layer to the game itself, right? That you can upgrade those parts, I assume for SLP, and that's gonna create another burn. So that's what they want to show. They also want to add Axie cosmetics and accessories, so you can add some stuff to your favorite Axies so that they look a little bit better. Like these little fellas right here that you can just put on your favorite Axies. It's work in progress and it's subject to change, so it might look a little bit different than what has been shown on these images, but it's also worth taking a look at. Probably gonna cost a bunch of SLP to get that, or maybe you get it as an end of season reward, but it's always nice to have some extra features for the game. Now, Axie Infinity Origin trailer, I'm not sure what this is exactly. I think it's just a movie about the game. They have formally launched first season of Origins, that's season 1 that is currently happening, and there is quite a big SLP burn rate, as well as the biggest prize pool yet, 112,000 AXS, which equals out to be about over $1 million, I think, right now, spread across 40,000 players, and I think the first one is getting around $90,000, so it is a big season. If you can get up into those top of the leaderboards, then it's obviously great, but if you can't, then sucks. We are committed to producing an ever-evolving gaming experience around Origins that will surprise and delight players, so they are creating some contests that you can participate in. They have announced that at AxieCon, and by the end of 2022, Origins will add contents. In short, Origins are missions or challenges that players can complete to earn contents points. There are almost infinite contents possibilities. In fact, we are hoping to work with the community to realize your ideas, and then those will probably get some rewards. There's going to be like a leaderboard and even more rewards with that. All of those videos, I'm not going to watch them because they're simply too long and it's not going to be worth the video. That's 13 minutes. But if you want to watch out, then there is a link on the Discord or under this video, and you can look at all of those. But this one is presenting all of those leaderboards for content, but it looks pretty decent. Land is a touchy-feely subject, right? A lot of stuff has been happening around land, and it looks like they have finally made some progress. It is looking pretty decent. There's gathering, building, producing, and crafting in 3D models that they are working on, and your Axies can do that. This 2022 initial release, which we'll refer to as Phase 1, will allow owners of land to both gather pre-existing resources and produce more complex items by growing or crafting them. All these items can be directly used to build and upgrade territory, and as each can be bought and sold through a sophisticated trading system called the auction house, players' crafting ability gets refined. So all of those items are going to be available on land. I wonder if everyone will be able to play on land, whether guilds can lend lands out, or is it just going to be for people that own the land? I think for the initial version, the latter makes more sense, but we'll see what does that bring. I think it's worth taking a look at the demo of Axie Land, and it looks pretty decent. I mean, for version 1, it looks really decent, right? There's plenty of items. There's probably going to be a bunch of SLP burns, and people that own land and have been owning land for the last 3 to 4 years finally get something to play with. There's another demo for land that shows you all the, I don't know, bosses, so your people on the land, whatever that might be. There's some coins that you probably collect on the land as well. Some fighting system to probably gather items as well. But the plan for Project K is to continuously release additional features and refinements, create socializing, token gameplay, delegation, non-land owner gameplay. That's the one I was wondering about. So anyone can participate in this game, and the project remain the aspirations for the project remain massive. So we'll see whether that takes us. I think at the end of the year they are planning to release first version. They're excited to announce additional surprise, a bonus minigame for Lunatian land holders during AxieCon. Raylight is a relaxing casual game, and you can play that if you own land, I believe. So I'm not sure what this looks like, but it's just something for people that have land to be playing. Now, Builders Program. This one is a pretty big one. We have seen Axie, Defenders of Lunatian Land, being featured on my channel because I played the game quite a bit, and it is a decent one. And there are more games that you can now use, that you can now play, and those will be appearing on the Axie Marketplace that have a special section, because that's what Ronin will become, right? It's a place for people to release games. Defenders of Lunatian Land, that's the one that I was playing. Pretty relaxing, chill, casual game that has a bunch of skills, and you're just trying to get the best high score that you can while running around and trying to save yourself from all of those creatures coming at you. It gets pretty hectic, it gets pretty skillful, and you need to select your skills as best as you can. And that is that. But there are some more exciting games. This dungeon games looks pretty cool. What else do we have? We have Lunatian Cup, which is, I believe, a racing game. There's Mech Infinity, where you get to battle with mechs, which again looks pretty cool. Some of those games are going to be higher budget, some of them are going to be lower budget, and they will run on your phone maybe. We'll see, but it looks pretty decent. Most of these games. Axie Brawl, let's look at that one. Not a fan. Axie Blitz looks like a Candy Crush type of game, and there's gonna be all types of game popping up on the Ronin network, which is great because it's gonna create more SLP burn opportunities and get the ecosystem a little bit more balanced, but also create a space, a framework for other projects to come into the space and help grow the project overall. We see another, this one looks pretty good. I mean, this one is something that I would definitely play on my phone. Nice 3D models. You probably have to, it's like a temple run, I guess, that you have to just avoid these cracks and just run as far as you can. And I enjoy these types of games, so this one looks pretty cool. Tactic games, again, this one has pretty nice graphics. Looks like a, well, I'm not sure what it looks like. Maybe like, let's see. A successful surprise announcement. Tactic Cards is now focused on building the digital version of the game. Okay, so I think they have a trading card game that's live, and they are working on a digital version of that. But it looks pretty decent, so that's always something that you want to take a look at. You can. Esports, there's plenty of tournaments happening. There was 2 championships on Axie Origin as well as Axie Classic, and those you can watch right here as well. Those happened on AxieCon, and people were pretty excited, winning thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars all on those. And there's plenty more announcements that happen on AxieCon, but I don't think I'm gonna bore you with all of them. Now, this one is a huge one. Since SLP, since the launch of phase 3, which I believe was the season 0, 974 million SLP has been burned. Now, put that into perspective, 46 billion in circulation. Of course, you can't burn all of it because there's not going to be any SLP left, and a lot of people are currently using SLP to craft runes and charms to get as high as they can in the leaderboard. But with that being said, that is a decent amount of SLP being burnt, given that we have only been burning SLP at that rate for about 2 months. So if you give it a year, then we can maybe burn 6 to 10 billion and still have decent amount in circulation. We'll see how that goes once things ramp up with other games on the Builders program, but this is looking pretty decent. Of course, it's the bear market and SLP is not going to be impacted by this, and not many people are going to play Axie for SLP earnings anymore, but it does help to balance out the ecosystem in the long term and make sure that the community can grow pretty strong. And there's plenty of more photos from AxieCon. If you've missed it, then you can have a look right here. A lot of good things happening, especially this update to app.axie, which is the old marketplace. It's looking pretty decent. And if you want to find a job at Sky Mavis, you can try and do that right here. I don't know, maybe you can, maybe you can't. Whatever floats your boat, you can try and check it out. But that's going to be it for this episode. If you guys enjoyed it, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my YouTube channel for daily playthrough content, and I will see you in the next